Here we go, another experiment with Minelab metal detectors. You can probably hear, that's the poor old detector operating inside the house. It's going rather crazy with all the interference. That's just an open coil winding. Basically, you'd find that in any coil, different sizes, of course. But you can hear the detector. It's howling and carrying on. That's just out of the headphones, so to give you an idea. Now, what we do, so we can play around with our detector inside the house. We get our coil here, and we bend it into a figure 8. Okay, and let it settle down. There's our figure 8 coil, and the noise from the detector, it's all gone away. Now, I'll give you an idea on how sensitive this SD2000 is. After I've modified a lot of the detector, in my hand I've got a tiny little brass nut. It's not very big, very, very small. To give you an idea how sensitive this is, even this coil should not be sensitive at all, because it's cancelling out its own electromagnetic field being crossed over. But to get an idea, I'm a fair way above the coil, and I can detect that tiny little piece very easily. Don't know if you can hear it. Even that little tiny piece of brass will actually overload the coil. Overload the detector, should I say, not the coil, but very, very sensitive. I'll try and get down and give you an idea how high I am. Don't know if that's coming through. It's very, very low level audio out of the headphones. But just to show you that just making a simple figure 8 coil, you can play around inside your house with your detector. You can have a look at this. It's got a bump. Well, there we go. I'm going to detect the. I'm using a little mobile phone as the camera source here. As you see, it's a bundle of wires, and over most of it, I've got some shielding material, which is a silver mesh. I don't know if I can actually focus on that, but that's the Faraday shield. That's actually, there's the detector going crazy with the phone, but that's just to stop. If you put your hand on it, you should get no signal. If that didn't have the Faraday shield, it'd be howling, because of the changing capacitance from your hand. So that's the story with a figure 8 coil. Very, very handy for doing testing. Don't know what else we can do testing with, but you know, for these detectors to pick up something that small, yeah, it's quite amazing, really, when you think about it. If I open up the coil, it would probably work better, but you wouldn't be able to hear the target over all the noise. I'm a good 5 or 6 inches above the coil. Actually, I could probably measure it. I'll give it a measure. Where are we? Here we go. We're in metric here. We've got a metric ruler. And I'll see how far up we are. Here we go. about 13 centimetres. Get a clear target sound at 13 centimetres. Yeah, so anyway, that's the story of the figure 8 coil. Usually, if you want to use a figure 8 coil for detecting in a noisy area, what you'd do is you'd use a figure 8 on the... You can hook these detectors up so they run 2 coils, a separate transmit coil and a separate receive coil. And what you would do is you'd use a normal ring round coil for your transmit to get maximum penetration into the ground, and for your receiver you'd use a figure 8 coil so it would null out all the interference. You could probably work under power lines with such a coil. Actually, they do call that coil a salt coil, but anyway, it's basically an anti-interference coil. So even so, that these coils are way down in sensitivity because they're cancelling their own field. It's still very, very sensitive. That's not bad. The other thing is that it won't be sensitive in the middle where it crosses over. I mean, I'm not getting a signal there at all. There I am. When I get close to the winding. But up here, no. And you go across there, easy signal. So you'd have to learn how to drive your coil and dig offset from the centre for your targets. But anyway, it's not too hard to do. And what would be good then is probably have a little a separate, very, very small coil to locate your target when you start digging it. I myself, I wouldn't go out with a figure 8 coil because I think it'd be too hard trying to centre your target. But horses for courses. And small gold, I think you'd be fiddling around for quite a while trying to find it. Yeah, anyway, that's the story. I'll just open this up again and listen to all the electrical noise start coming in. Okay. Anyway, just open her up. And you can hear the coil detector screaming its head off. It's picking up every glitch of anything on the house power. It's picking up radio waves. It's picking up all sorts of stuff. So you could never use it out in the field like that, could you? You have to get away from every power source. That's the only thing about the Minelab detectors. Very, very susceptible to electrical interference. Anyway, that's the story. I'll leave it there. I think I'll put this back in its figure 8 configuration.